So what is the one thing you should be doing in 2021 to blow up your fan base? Find out right after this.
It's Indie Kids.
What's up, Indie Kids? First and foremost, if this content is helpful for you, go ahead and give a thumbs up to the video. If you find out the content on the channel works for you, make sure you subscribe so that the algorithm can show us a little bit of love so that we can keep doing stuff to help you guys. Now, with that out the way, what is the one thing that you should be doing in 2021 to blow up your fan base? Do you know what it is? You still thinking? You still thinking? Well, that one thing is starting your own podcast. You're probably thinking to yourself right now, what is the point of starting my own podcast if I'm an artist? To answer that question, there are 3 benefits to you starting your own podcast. Now, number 1, you already have proof of concept. Now, if you look at the Joe Rogan experience, Joe Rogan was a comedian. He used a podcast to grow his base, and it turns out that he might be a better podcaster than comedian. So the one thing is it expands your base. Now, whether that base is going to keep you in music or if it's going to open up other doors, that's yet to be confirmed. You just got to go out there and do it. But there's one thing for sure. If you do start one, you have massive potential to blow up your base and to reach people your music may have not touched. Now, keep in mind, proof of concept has also been shown with Tory Lanez. If you looked in the summer of 2020, the most talked about radio show was not The Breakfast Club, was not Hot 97, but was Quarantine Radio. Now, if he reformatted that to actually be a podcast at that particular time when he was scorching hot in terms of putting out that content, man, I think we would have seen a new paradigm shift in terms of artistic control. And so that is the first reason. It's proof of concept. You already have people who are doing this. You look at the T.I.s, you look at the Joe Buttons. Yes, they've moved further along in their career, but why can't you be the first up-and-comer to actually start your own podcast and grow from there? Keep this in mind. When people like you, they're more willing and open to listen and support the things that you're doing. Now, reason number 2 that you need to start a podcast this year as an artist: become the platform. Let me say it again. Become the platform. Answer this. How many times have you been sitting on your computer sending out a dumb amount of emails, a dumb amount of text messages, trying to get people to respond to you? Right? You're looking to be attached to their platform, look for them to cover your release, looking for some press. What if you didn't need any of that? What if you were the platform? What if your podcast was where other up-and-comers decided to come to so that they could blow up? All right? You would have automatic reach to your fan base. You could take that fan base and move it anywhere that you wanted to, as opposed to submitting an email to a person who hasn't met you, who has to like your music. And they may or may not like your music, so why even use that person in the first place? Go ahead and sidestep them. Become the platform. It's all about platform and leverage, so why not take advantage of it now? And the third reason you should, as a music artist, start a podcast in 2021, content is king. You're not in just the music business, you are in the content business. Music is art, and it takes a lot of time sometimes to be able to put out consistently connecting records. In terms of a podcast, still an artistic platform, but it gives you the leverage to just talk your thoughts out with your fan base. Imagine having a podcast about fashion, about up-and-coming rappers, about whatever you want to talk about, but it gives you that chance to be the king of your content. Remember, you are not in the music business anymore. If you think you're in the music business, you are wrong. Now, about 20 years ago, mixtapes were a huge thing. Every artist had a mixtape. I'm predicting that this year, podcasts are going to become and replace the old school mixtape. That's right. Artists new mixtapes will be the podcast. You have to be the first to market. You got to be the first to do this. Now, you're going to be looking back in maybe 2 years and you're going to say, he told me to start a podcast. Don't wait. Do it now. So as we speak, there are about 31 million YouTube channels. That means you're competing against 31 million creators. In terms of podcasts, a little over 1 million. So when you do the knowledge and you do the numbers, you got to understand you can become a content king and you can use this new medium to break your own music. Now, if you found this video helpful, make sure you like the Indie Kid channel. I'm Kevin Jack, telling you shoot for the stars. I'm out.